Hello everyone. It's been a while since I made a video, and I thought I would share with you, just have you drop in and see what I've been working on lately. If you're doing any kind of repairs for apartments or even around the house, but especially if you're, if all your tools are in one location and you're doing something and you know that you have it, but you don't have it available, that is the most frustrating thing that ever happens. That and moving tools. It seems like my whole life has been picking tools up, taking them somewhere, and then hauling them back. I'm just moving all the time. So a long time ago, and I probably a couple of years ago, I bought these rigid boxes. They were super cheap. They're heavy-duty plastic. They have big gaskets, and I'll be showing you the details in a minute. They have big gaskets in them, so they're waterproof if they ever get caught in the rain, or you can leave them in the back of a truck. They're on a dolly system. I'll share with you in a moment. The bottom box has built-in wheels, and it comes with a dolly system also built into it. And without being on sale, I think it's like $59. And it's super handy to wheel it around the job site. Let me show you specifically. We'll start with the bottom box. That's my saw box. Anything I need to cut, I have in the bottom box. So let me show you how I organize that, and it'll give you an idea on how to, if you're interested, to do some of this other stuff. There are a lot more expensive options. The Milwaukee pack-out is very common with people. I just didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. I'm just trying to get my tools from point A to point B and have everything available. So let me show you what I've done. Let me tell you the big advantage. If you're moving a lot of tools, and I had just purchased a jigsaw, and they come in a case similar to this, and some of the cases are even larger than this. And you can't carry a lot of tools if you're clunking around these big boxes. And like I said, this is actually one of the smaller ones. So there's an advantage to having something like this, but all they are is like a big box, and they have to be divided up and organized so that you don't damage tools. You can easily see if something is missing. And that's what I've been working on. So I thought I would share with you how I carry my tools. And I just carry them in two different stacks. And these come on sale, by the way, every so often, probably around Christmas time, probably Father's Day. A stack of 3 boxes, the bottom, this box, and this box, probably around $100. And this is just a tote that attaches to the top for $20. So on sale, $120. Let me show you what I've done inside though. That's the exciting part. The first thing that I did was I created a small template for the bottom of the box. The box, they're not flat bottom and they're not squared. They're curved, and there's ribs for extra strength. So the starting point for me was to just make a template that I'm going to cut a piece of plywood to give me a flat bottom. So let me just show you how I organize this one box to give you an idea of the system. I have a Sawzall, 4.5-inch grinder, my saw, my multi-tool. I'll open that up so you can see what's in there. And then my jigsaw. I can pretty much cut anything with this bottom box. If it's wood or metal, I'm probably going to be able to cut it. again, just to show you what I've done, this is my router box. Okay, I carry 2 trim routers and a plunge router. This is a Hitachi plunge router. That's all that was in this, was the plunge router. Look at the size of this thing. I can't tote this around, you know. This box will snap onto the other box, allow me to wheel where I need to go, and I have all of the tools that I commonly use. Again, the first thing I do is I make a template, and then I cut it out in plywood, fit it into the bottom of the box, and then I try to divide the box up to protect my tools, and then I can look inside real quick and see if something was missing. Just a couple of, I'll just share with you here. I like to carry 2 trim routers with me, and they're already bitted. You see that? And the reason, one is a chamfer bit, and one's a roundover bit. They're the ones that I use the most frequently. And I can always change the bits, but it's just convenient to cut a board and round it over, and I'm done. So I carry 2 trim bits, and then right here, I'll show you how I do this, but this is the base for the plunge router. And because this is so expensive, I want to make sure that it doesn't move around at all. So I built a little catch system in this, and you'll see this in a minute. I'm just going to pull it out. This is the router, and it can obviously have either base, and it came with an extra base. And all that is stored inside this one box. I'll share with you how I divided the box up now. I cut out the diameter of the bottom of the base, and I made it so it would slip in. So it would go in like this. And then using 2 locking nuts, those lock washers on the bottom, I just simply drilled a hole, hammered these in place, and they allow me to use something like this that'll trap the other side. See that? Boom. And that's in there. I cut out the base for the plunge router base, and I just had a small trapping mechanism right here. So this is how this would all go together. That slides in there. And some people will say, well, it takes too long. When you're doing routing work, you take your time. You set things up. You make sure that you have jigs in place so that you don't cut your fingers off. So the speed thing, not so concerned about. More concerned about protecting the tools. So this would go here. And you'll notice this is really tall, okay? In the other Hitachi box, it took a lot to wiggle this around. There are some grooves, and I'll show you that in 1 second. See how that, it just goes in like that? And then the 2 trim routers drop into their respective box with a cutout in the base so that it keeps it from flopping around. That's all there is to it. But what I wanted to share with you, see how tall this is, but because I've got cutouts in this, I arranged this tall part to fall into the box so it'll close easily. But doing these kind of things, all my tools are available. They're all protected. I don't have these big clunky cases. Everything's on wheels. Everything's water protected because of this wonderful gasket. These boxes are so inexpensive compared to all the other systems. It's something to give a thought to. I hope this helped, and I'll catch you on the next one.